Hello, welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since my last video in 2021. I'm sorry for not putting videos online, but the most important, I'm alive and I'm fine, as you can see. I went through different things that didn't allow me to upload videos here. I had to renew my visa. I came here with a student visa and I wanted to stay and work in France. So I had to find a job, I had to find an apartment because I didn't have a place to live. A friend of mine accepted to house me for 3 months, but after that I had to find my own apartment. Hopefully now I have a job with a permanent contract. I have a situation that allows me to travel around the world and come back to France and live in France forever if I want. I got married and I have a child, a baby boy, who is now 8 months. So I am fine. For the newcomers, new subscribers, my name is Abdul Halim. I'm from Comoros, 4 islands in the Indian Ocean in the Mozambique Channel between Madagascar and Africa. I was born and raised in Comoros. I used to make videos about tropical village life in Comoros. In today's video, I'm going to tell you why I moved to France and how I made it happen. This video is divided in two parts. Part 1, I'm going to explain why I came to France, and part 2, I'm going to explain how I made it happen. So I'm not going to waste much of your time. I'm going to start with part 1, why I came to France. Reason number 1, I think France is a very strategic country to live as a traveler. Once you have the French resident permit or a long stay visa from France, you can travel visa free and go to Spain, go to Germany, go to Italy, go to Denmark, Austria, and many other countries that belong to the Schengen area. Reason number 2, the possibility to get the French citizenship after 5 years of legal stay in France. And if you have the French passport, you can travel around 188 countries without visa. So this is the jackpot for people who want to travel the world, because unfortunately there are certain countries, if you have the passport of those countries, you don't have a lot of possibilities of countries to travel without visa. For example, Comoros is Africa, South Africa is Africa, but if I want to go to South Africa with my Comorian passport, I will need a visa, and it's not sure that they will give me the visa to South Africa because of my Comorian passport. Unfortunately, the world is not fair. You need to have certain passport to have the privilege of traveling different countries around the world. So for that, I told myself, let me move to a country where I can get the citizenship and have the possibility of traveling different countries around the world. Reason number 3 that pushed me to come and live in France is medical advantages. Guys, France is a country that has a lot of medical advantages. They have what we call the carte vitale. If you have the carte vitale, you can go to the hospital for free, or you can pay money, but they will give you back that money because of the carte vitale. Health is very important, and as a traveler, it's very important to stay healthy. Free education is another reason that pushed me to come to France. In France, if I have the opportunity to have children, I can send them to school for free. They can go to the university for free, thing that is not possible in many other countries. I'm living and working in France. How I managed to make it happen. First of all, let me explain you my case. I first came to France as a student in 2019. I had to do my courses online. I didn't have a laptop, so it was very tough. But I finished the year 3 of English literature and I applied for Master 1 of teaching English and French as foreign languages. It was at the University of Montpellier. It was in 2020. From 2020 to 2021, I was supposed to do the Master 1. So in France, if you are accepted to do Master, it's 2 years. they give you a student card of 2 years in order for you to finish the master. I did the master one from 2020 to 2021. I didn't finish it. It was COVID. I was feeling homesick 2 years. I missed my family. I had to go to work late at night. It was difficult. I went back home on June 2021. I did 6 months in Comoros. It was very difficult because I didn't have any job opportunities there. I booked a ticket. I came back to France. When I came back to France in December 2021, I didn't have a job. I didn't have a place to live. I didn't have money. So it was very tough. A friend of mine who is living here in Macon accepted to house me for 3 months. Only 3 months. He said, I'm going to house you for 3 months, the time for you to find your own apartment. So I was here in Macon. Macon is a city where you can work if you want. But the problem is I had a student visa. With a student visa, you cannot work full-time. And I wanted to work full-time because I've decided to stay in France. So step number one, I applied for a job in what they call the agence intérim. There are agencies here. Their specialty is to find a job for you. So I went there. I applied for a job. They said, oh, you are a student. You cannot work full-time. I said, okay, not a problem. Not a problem. They sent me to a company. I was working there. So when I was working in that company, it happened that there was a person who was leaving the job. So they took me, they trained me, and I took the place of the guy who was leaving. But the problem was I was a student. They couldn't take me to work there full time as a student. So I explained them my situation. I explained them that I would like to stay in France and work in France. And my employer, thanks to her, she did everything. She took all I did is to give them my CV, my 2 pictures and my diplomas, and they apply for the work permit. That's how I changed my status from student to employee. For now, I am fine. I'm working. I have a permanent contract because my employer did everything to change my status from student to employee. I struggled a lot because I didn't have the driving license. Until now, I don't have it. But this is the next step. The first step was to change my student card into an employee. So now, next step, I'm doing the courses to have the French driving license because I don't know how to drive a car. Hopefully, after 3 months, I will get it. So this is how I managed to stay in France and work in France. Comoros is 3 times the flight ticket to travel in 5 countries. So it's very difficult to live in Comoros and make the tour of the world and come back to Comoros. This is why I told myself it's better to stay in France, live here, work here, save money, do my travels, come back to France, save some money, go back home to see my mother and my family is there. By the way, I have 3 sisters here in France, so I'm not far from the families. And if I have money, I can also invest in Comoros. If my businesses in Comoros are doing well, I can go back to Comoros to live there for some months. If things are okay, I can stay there. If things are difficult, I can still come back to France because I have a situation that allows me to do that. This is why I choose France to stay here, work here, and now I am on my way to apply for the French citizenship. Hopefully I will get it, because if I get it, then my dream of traveler, my dream of traveling the world, it's gonna be a little bit easier. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Goodbye.